Do you remember when you played your first game? Today, I'm going to 3D print and paint a Warhammer 40k army and donate it to my local gaming store for beginners to use, and I'm going to do it all with the help of this week's sponsor, Phrozen, who sent me their brand new Sonic Mini 8KS, but more on that later. It's one of my core memories that changed my life without me knowing at the time. And recently, I've been printing a lot of models, but getting games is few and far between. Friendly local gaming stores are an essential part of our hobby, and with how Games Workshop are raising their prices for third parties, it's time for me to help out where I can. Games Workshop pushes Space Marines too much on the newcomers, and I don't know about you, but painting Space Marines always feels so lifeless. It's probably why when I try and paint them to a high standard, I just can't seem to make it work. So I want to do a different army. The one that's more relatable to us as humans. The Imperial Guard. I'm going to be using the Feudal Guard models from the Maker's Cult. They are distant enough from any models that Games Workshop have, while also being close enough to proxy well for already used units. It also means the store won't get in any trouble if G-dubs ever check. If this video gets 3,000 likes, I'll do this again with more armies and see what other places we can donate an army to. It's been a few days since I sent the email, but I haven't heard anything back yet from the store. It's time to make a plan on what sort of models I should 3D print, and what better place to draw inspiration from than G-dubs and their combat patrol. Their combat patrol includes a squadron of guardsmen, commissar, and a Leman Russ battle tank. The Sonic Mini 8KS has a build plate of around 7 inches, so it should only take a couple of plates to print this Leman Russ proxy. If you're a regular of the channel, you're probably wondering why I'm not using the mighty 8K to print this. But after my recent videos about 8K printers, I kept getting comments about it not truly being 8K because of the screen size. And if I used a mini 8K, there would be a difference. So I wanted to put this theory to the test. The design of this Leman Russ proxy is so unique. It's refreshing to see good looking proxies for models in 40K that showcase how good 3D printing is. Like the original kit, there are a lot of different options. Should I give them the different options and magnetize them? I guess I could wait till later and just see how we're looking. The Maker's Cult, hands down, do the best pre-supported files. There are many others that are close in quality, but with these guys, I know I can just download, slice, and print, and it will just work. It really makes printing easier, just like this washing cure station Phrozen had sent me a while back. I don't care if this sounds like a dodgy car salesman. I genuinely don't know how I printed without these. Washing is as simple as popping the pieces into a basket and pressing the button, and for the next 5 minutes, I can just clean the plate and get the next one started. Next, I put the washed parts into the cure station and used its super handy fan and cure setting to try the model first before it cures it for me. I normally use 2 minutes, but I want to see if exposing for longer has any negative consequences. With the parts cured, I took a closer look at how well the Sonic Mini 8KS can print larger areas and small details at the same time. And I think it's safe to say that it's passed with flying colors. Like the tank design, the guardsmen for the Feudal Guard are very unique. It's like medieval grimdark. What's not to love? These models will be able to test how well the Sonic Mini 8KS can print these small details. There's a possibility it prints it too well, which sounds stupid saying it, but it's going to a shop that sells Games Workshop products. This could cause them more problems than it's worth, but that brings up an interesting question. Should more friendly local gaming stores start stocking 3D printers? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. There are a few different options for commissars, so let's just print 3. There is plenty of space on the build plate, and after seeing how the guardsmen came out, I'm excited to see how the commissars are going to turn out. At this point, it's been about 5 days since I emailed the store and I haven't heard anything back. So I need to start looking at who else I could look at donating this army to. One of the mods in the private Discord for Patreons and YouTube members suggested a gaming club or even the Scouts in the UK. It's something that I'll need to look more into. I also decided to print some bases for these models because I asked in the previous video if you guys print your bases, and quite a lot of you do. I found these city style bases that will look great with these models and will save me a lot of time later on after I use oil paints on them. The Sonic Mini 8KS really does give great results, and it's great to see Phrozen, who are a premium brand, release a more budget-friendly option of their machines. The S model has a single linear rail instead of the usual tulle that Phrozen normally do, and the cover is yellow instead of their usual orange. But other than that, it's the same internals as the Mini 8K, but at a fraction of the price. The textured plate really helps with rafts sticking to the build plate. In fact, I originally started at 30 seconds bottom exposure and I've had to lower it each time because it sticks too good. I'm now at about 20 seconds and it still is a strong bond. It also is using the PRZ file system from Voxel Dance Tango, which is an open source slicer, which is great to see instead of being tied to the Shitubox system. But even though it's open source, Shitubox will have a profile for it, and I was able to use it without any problems. Hopefully it comes to Lychee soon. The price is what matters the most though, and it costs $350, which is going to make it hard for other companies to compete in the budget range. I think I need to repeat this for you. There is now a 8K printer for $350. This would have been unheard of a year or two ago. Hats off to Phrozen, you have done a great job. For the color scheme, I chose to give these Knights of the Imperium gunmetal armor. I really thinned down some blue ink and airbrushed it on select areas of the armor pieces just to give it a nice clean glow. The models have some cloth to them, so I painted the guardsman garments in a cream color, which I'll dirty up later with oils, and the commissars were painted in royal reds and purples to make them stand out a little bit more. After applying a black and brown oil wash and then wiping it off, it was time to add highlights with the acrylic gouache. I want to make these models look amazing, so anyone that plays with it will be able to be fully immersed. Hopefully the people that get these will like them. But this isn't where this journey ends. It's been well over a week and there's been no word whatsoever. I reached out to other places as well, and still got no responses. It made me realize, as much of a good idea as I thought this was initially, maybe I'm giving back to the wrong people. Other YouTubers offer to send one of their higher tiered Patreons a model, so I'm going to do the same. The 3 commissars will be given out and I gave them a lot of extra attention. It's the start of hopefully more things to come, so fingers crossed I can make it work. I will be trying live in the Discord names from the battle commanders that are still active this Friday. If you want to support the channel more and join possibly the best Discord server in the universe, then consider becoming a Patreon or YouTube member. Here is the final result. I think anyone that gets these models will be happy, and it's something I've been thinking about doing for a while, and I'll be doing it as and when I can. The guardsmen and tank will be kept aside for the places I contacted, just in case any of them reply soon. I might just bring them into a store without telling them that it's 3D printed. If you thought that was a cool idea, then you need to watch this video next, because I 3D printed a secret 10th edition model that hasn't even been announced yet. As always, I want to give a huge thanks to my Patreons and YouTube members. Without you, none of this is possible, and good luck to the commanders. I'll see you in the Discord.